Have you ever wondered if she's really missing you or if you're just overthinking it? Women may not always express their feelings directly, but they often leave clear indications when they are thinking about you, such as a random text, a hint of jealousy, or a sudden recall of the good old days. There's usually a deeper reason behind it. Today, I'm going to talk about 15 psychological signs that she's missing you and how to spot them before anyone else even knows what's going on. When she reaches out first, whether it's through text or phone, there's a deeper, often unspoken reason behind her choice. If a woman initiates contact, particularly after a period of silence, it's likely because she has been thinking about you, perhaps even obsessively. When she sends that message, she breaks the internal dialogue of wondering if you're still thinking about her. It's an emotional risk for her because by reaching out, she opens herself up to the possibility of being rejected or ignored. But here's the intriguing part. When she chooses to reach out, it says a lot about how she's feeling. Late at night, she may be feeling lonely or vulnerable. She may be thinking about you while she's alone in bed, scrolling through social media, or remembering the enjoyable times you had together. She may have had a few drinks, and her emotional guard is down. When her emotional guard is down, she is less likely to overthink and more likely to act on impulse based on raw emotion. Additionally, you should pay attention to how often she contacts you. If she starts talking often, even when you don't respond as often, it's a clear sign that she misses you and wants to get emotionally close to you again. The things she writes in her texts can show what she really wants. A simple "How are you?" may not seem like much, but it's often a safe way for her to experiment without putting herself too much at risk. On the other hand, if she brings up past experiences or inside jokes, it's her way of pulling you back into the emotional space you once shared, hoping to ignite that spark again. Third, notice how she reacts when you don't respond right away. Watch closely to see what she does if you don't answer right away. If she texts you twice, sends follow-up messages, or looks for reasons to keep talking, it's because she cares about you and wants to know that you still care, even if she doesn't say it. It's clear from her actions that she's thinking about you and missing the emotional bond she had with you. 4. She remembers the small things. A woman's ability to remember small details about you is not just a sign of a good memory. It's a reflection of emotional attachment. When she remembers that you like your coffee with 2 sugars and a dash of cream, or that you once mentioned wanting to visit a specific city, it's because she's been paying attention to the things that define you. These small details matter so much because, in her mind, they represent the deeper connection she feels with you. But it's not just about recalling random facts. Every time you shared something personal or meaningful with her, like your favorite band or a childhood story, she filed that away in her emotional memory. These details are tied to moments when she felt connected to you. When she brings them up, it's her way of reliving those moments. For instance, imagine she surprises you with a gift that reflects something you casually mentioned months ago. Maybe you told her about a book you wanted to read or a hobby you wanted to try, and suddenly she's giving you that book or a tool for that hobby. This isn't just thoughtfulness. It's her way of showing that she cares deeply about what matters to you. 5. When she brings up these little things, it helps her connect with you emotionally again. Sometimes when she's feeling emotionally distant or afraid of losing your attention, she tries to bring you back to a time when the two of you were closer by reminding you of the little things. These little things become her emotional lifeline, a way to keep the bond alive in her mind, even when there's distance between you two. 6. She brings up the little things because she wants you to feel connected to her. Basically, she's saying, "I haven't forgotten about the things that matter to you. Don't forget about me." 7. She starts to miss old times. Nostalgia is more than just remembering what happened. It's also about reliving the emotions that went along with it. When a woman talks about the past, she's not just thinking about what happened. She's emotionally reconnecting with those experiences. This is why she says things like, "Remember that trip we took to the beach?" Or, "I was thinking about that time we stayed up all night talking." Emotional needs in the present often trigger a deeper level of nostalgia. For example, if she's feeling lonely or unsure about how things are between you, her mind will wander to those memories, are likely to become happier. Memories, when she talks about these moments, she's trying to bring back the closeness you two felt in the past. By remembering these memories, she hopes that you'll start to feel the same longing and emotional connection that she's feeling. It's especially telling when she talks about fun, light-hearted moments. She might miss the carefree dynamic you have together, but if she brings up deeper, more personal memories, like a time when you both confided in each other or shared a meaningful experience, it's because those moments were emotionally important to her. Nostalgia is her way of saying, "Things were great between us then, and I miss that." She's trying to remind you both of the emotional bond that used to exist. She might also be exploring the concept of nostalgia. If you respond positively, she will feel reassured that you still have that connection. But if you don't interact with her nostalgic journey, it could increase her anxiety, leading her to fear that the bond between you is weakening. 8. She shows signs of jealousy. People usually think of jealousy as a negative emotion, but when it comes to emotional attachment, it's a strong indicator of how much a woman cares. When she starts to show overt or subtle signs of jealousy, it's because she's afraid of losing her emotional connection with you. Jealousy doesn't always show itself in obvious ways. It can show up in small, harmless ways, like her asking about other women in your life, or making jokes about you spending time with someone else. Let's dig deeper into what's going on beneath the surface. When she gets jealous, it's not just about you being with someone else. It's about her feeling physically and emotionally replaced. When she's jealous, she might feel insecure and wonder if you still care about her. This fear can make her look for reassurance by asking you about your relationships with other women, or by subtly making herself look like the better option. She might start paying more attention to how she dresses or acts around you. When she perceives someone else's interest, she may even make an effort to spend more time with you. But here's the catch. It's not always a bad thing when she's jealous. If she didn't care about you, she wouldn't be jealous. Her attachment to you is what makes her feel afraid and insecure when she thinks someone else might take her place. When she acts on her jealousy, whether it's through playful teasing, passive-aggressive comments, or direct confrontation, it's because she's trying to protect the emotional connection she has with you. She's not just afraid of losing you to someone else. She's afraid of losing the unique bond you share. Watch how she reacts when you bring up other women. Does she just brush it off, or does she ask more in-depth questions? Is she truly interested in who you're hanging out with, or is there tension in her voice? These responses are important signs of how emotionally invested she is in you in this situation. She flirts with you more because she doesn't want to lose what they have with you. Flirting isn't just about attraction, it's about emotional connection. When a woman starts flirting with you more, especially after a period of distance or uncertainty, it's her way of reigniting the chemistry between you two. It's not just jokes or compliments. If she's taking the time to flirt more, it means she wants to rekindle the spark you once had. This is especially true if her flirting includes inside jokes or references to moments that only the two of you share. These subtle cues are her way of creating a private emotional space between you that she can feel closer to without directly expressing her feelings. Flirting also serves another purpose. It lets her know if you're interested in her. If you flirt back, It reassures her that you're still physically and mentally interested in her. If you don't, it could make her feel insecure or uncertain about where things stand. This is why flirting often gets stronger after a breakup. She wants to get back in touch with you and see if you're still interested in her. This is especially true if she thinks that other people are trying to get your attention. By flirting more, she's reminding you of the fun and chemistry you have together and positioning herself as someone you're emotionally and physically drawn to. So when she's sending you more playful lines, teasing you, or giving you compliments than usual, it's her way of trying to bring you back into her orbit and rekindle the connection you once had. 11. As she talks about plans for the future. When a woman includes you in her future plans, it's not just for practical reasons, it's also for her emotional safety. Women don't make plans for the future with men they don't see as important, so when she talks about what you'll do next week, next month, or even next year, she's mentally and emotionally putting you in her life for the long term. It goes beyond just making plans for fun, looking at it from a different angle. The kind of future she imagines with you says a lot about how emotionally attached she is to you. For example, if she wants you to go on a trip or to an important event with her, it's because she sees you as a stable part of her life. Future plans serve as a means for her to emotionally invest in the relationship and communicate her intention to stay with you for the long term. Even small plans, like going to dinner next weekend or a concert next month, are important because they show that she's thinking ahead and picturing a future with you in it. Making plans for the future can also be her way of feeling better. If she doesn't feel safe in the relationship or isn't sure where things are going, she might start planning activities or trips that you can do together in the future to make sure she stays in your life. She wants to make you feel stable and emotionally committed. It's her way of saying, "I see us being together in the future." It's especially telling if she starts making plans for the future after a time of being apart or not knowing what would happen. This is her method of reinforcing the emotional bond with you and ensuring that you remain aligned. If she talks about the future, it's because she wants to keep you in her life for a long time. She envisions a future in which you two remain connected, and she hopes that you share her sentiments. 12. She is occupied with your social media accounts. Nowadays, social media serves as an effective means for people to maintain contact with you without being overly intrusive. If she's always responding to your posts, commenting on your stories, or even just watching all of your updates, she's probably on your social media accounts. She uses social media as a means to stay in touch with you and monitor your activities without requiring any action on her part. She can keep up with your life on social media without having to talk to you, but it's more than just liking a post or watching a story. Monitor her interactions with your social media. Is she busier after you've been quiet, or after you posted about spending time with other people, especially women? There's no chance in this. She can stay in touch with you and see what's going on in your life through social media. If she sees you with other people, especially women, it could make her feel jealous or insecure, so she'll interact with your posts more often to remind you that she's there. If she likes or comments on your posts on social media, she can talk to you without having to face her feelings openly. She's staying in your thoughts without putting herself at risk. It's a safe way for her to stay emotionally connected. She's hoping that you'll notice her engagement ring and respond in some way. If she becomes more active on your page after a breakup, it's because she's trying to get back into your life without being too pushy. In many ways, social media has become her emotional lifeline. Let her stay in touch while keeping a safe distance.